Welcome, Alan and Annie, to chapter 11. Let's see how the story continues now. Okay. So, Annie, would you be so kind as to start the story? Chapter 11.
Okay. My story ends. 2 days later, I got out of coach. I was standing on the road near Thornfield Hall. I ran across the field. Was Mr. Rochester at Thornfield? Was he ill? And then I saw the house. The house had no roof. Its walls were burned and black. Nobody was living there.
Wow. Right. So I wonder what happened. So here, Annie, what can you see on the screen? You see Jane, we suppose, and...
Sorry?
What do you see in the picture?
Jane with her bag on the ground and then staring at the building. I think it's already burned out, the building.
Right.
Yeah, from distance. Yeah.
So from the distance, she can see that the roof of the building has been burnt and that nobody is living there now because she supposed because of a fire. And here we can see the way she dresses with this elaborate dress and hat or bonnet, you can say bonnet, and her traveling bag. Right, Alan, let's continue.
I looked at the burnt black house. I had seen this before. I had seen it in a dream. I was frightened. Where was Edward Rochester? I went to the village of Hay. I asked about Thornfield Hall. I asked about Mr. Rochester. 3 months ago, there was a fire at Thornfield Hall, a man told me. The madwoman burnt the house. She was Mr. Rochester's wife. Was Mr. Rochester in the house? I asked. Yes, he was there, the man replied. He tried to save his wife's life. He went into the burning house, but the madwoman jumped from the roof. She died. Was Mr. Rochester hurt? I asked quickly.
So the madwoman jumped from the roof and she died. So she killed herself. I suppose she didn't realize what she was doing. And he, even though he didn't like his wife, he tried to save her life. Right, Annie?
Yes, he was badly hurt. The man said, he is blind, he can't see, and he has only one hand. Where is he? I asked. Where is he? He is living at Ferndale. It is an old house about 30 miles away, the man said. Do you have a carriage? I asked. I must go to Ferndale immediately. I got out of the carriage near Ferndale. I walked to the house. I knocked on the door. A servant opened it. I knew her. Oh, Miss Eyre, you have come? You have come, she said. Mr. Rochester had been calling your name. A bell rang in another room. That is Mr. Rochester's bell. The woman said, he wants some candles.
So he didn't send anyone to go and look for Jane, which is sad, no? So he stayed there by himself, blind, disabled, and he was too proud to ask Jane to come back. Right, Alan?
There were 2 candles on the table near the door. The woman lit them and she picked them up. Mr. Rochester is blind, but he always burns candles in his room in the evening, she said. Give the candles to me, I said. I'll take them to him. I opened the door of Mr. Rochester's room. His black and white dog was sitting by the fire. The dog jumped up and ran toward me. Who is there? Mr. Rochester said. Don't you know me, Edward? I asked. Your dog knows me. I put the candles on the table. I held Mr. Rochester's hand. Wow.
Come on, Annie, quickly.
I know that voice and I know this little hand, Mr. Rochester said. Is that you, Jane? Yes, sir, I have found you at last. I said, I will never leave you again. Then I told Mr. Rochester my story. Why did you leave your cousin, Jane? Mr. Rochester asked. Why did you come back to me? I'm blind. I have only one hand. I will take care of you, Edward, I said. But I don't want a servant, Mr. Rochester replied. I want a wife. You will have a wife, Edward, I said. I will be your wife. I will marry you. I love you very much at Thornfield Hall. Now I love you more.
Wow.
So she's saying that
All
before
coming
she liked
together.
him and she still likes him, no, even though he's blind and he can't do anything himself. So Alan, what are we seeing here in the picture?
Well, you can see that she's kneeling down in front of him, obviously holding his hand there, and she's telling him that she's still, it looks as though she's, I'm not so making a confession, but she's certainly making it known that she still loves him, and if he still wants to marry her, he will do so.
Mm. So from this picture, even though it's in black and white and it's not fantastic, you can see that her face is soft and it looks friendly and sweet, no? And he has a small smile on his face as well. And there is the loyal dog by his side, no? Right, then off you go, Alan. The last piece is for you.
Mr. Rochester and I got married. After a time, his eyes were better. He could see a little. He saw the face of our first child. My dear Edward and I are very happy.
Right. So at least it had a happy ending, no? To the story.
Yes, nice.
So as it's a graded reader, it's very simple and very direct. So there's not a lot of detail. So it was like got married, had children, but
Yes,
you get
it
the
goes
idea.
from one thing to another, doesn't it? Very quickly.
Yeah. So
very
if it was
quickly.
the real book, you would have pages maybe of the same.
With more descriptions of what goes on in between.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what makes a good author.
Yeah. And also there's some fantastic films in black and white.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes.
Talking about Jane Eyre. So let's say goodbye to our viewers. And Annie, what should they do if they like what we do here on the channel?
Oh, if you like our video, please join us and then don't forget to subscribe this channel. Click the notification button so you won't miss out anything. Then also leave your comment in the comment section below, and then yeah, Bobby Russell.
Because I always answer the comments of what people leave. Yes. And also if we see a like, which we're not seeing a very lot of them, but if we see one that knows, we should continue doing this kind of thing, or we should do another one. So let's say goodbye to everyone. The end of a story. Jane Eyre. Bye.
Bye.